There is a device in your office right now, probably sitting on a shelf, blinking away quietly, that hackers can use to read every email you send, steal your customers' credit card numbers, and take over your business accounts. It cost you $47. I'm not talking about some exotic piece of equipment. I'm talking about your router, the little box your internet goes through. Most small business owners bought it at Best Buy or Amazon, plugged it in, and never thought about it again. That's exactly what hackers are counting on. I'm going to show you today exactly how attackers exploit cheap business routers, which brands are most at risk right now, and the steps you can take, some completely free, to close these holes before someone walks through them. Let's get into it.
To understand why your router is dangerous, you need to understand what it actually does. Think of your router as the front door of your digital office. Every piece of data that comes into your business, emails, website logins, customer orders, bank transfers, comes through that door. And every piece of data that leaves, invoices, employee records, client files, goes back out through the same door. The router decides what gets in and what gets out. It's the single most important security checkpoint in your entire network. So what happens when that front door has a broken lock? Consumer-grade routers, the kind sold at big box stores for under $100, are built to be affordable. The manufacturers cut costs on two things: the hardware, and more critically, the software updates. When a security researcher finds a vulnerability in a $47 router, the manufacturer often doesn't patch it. Why? Because the product is already sold. There's no financial incentive. This means millions of small business routers are running firmware, that's the router's built-in software, that hasn't been updated in years. And hackers know exactly which vulnerabilities are sitting there, unpatched, waiting. Now I want to be careful here. I'm not going to name specific models, because this changes constantly. But I can tell you the categories that consistently show up in security research. First, ultra-cheap unbranded routers from marketplace sellers. You know the ones, no-name brands, sub-$30 price points, sold by third-party Amazon sellers. These often ship with default admin passwords that are the same on every unit. The attacker doesn't even need to hack in. They just look up the default password, type it in, and they're the new administrator of your network. Second, older consumer brands that stopped issuing firmware updates for models more than 3 years old. If your router model was released before 2021 and you haven't seen a firmware update notification, you need to check this today. I'll tell you how in a few minutes. Third, business-labeled routers that are actually just rebranded consumer hardware. Some ISPs provide these when you sign up for business internet service. Just because it says business on the box doesn't mean it has business-grade security. The pattern across all three categories is the same: software that stops being updated, combined with admin panels that are exposed to the internet with default or weak passwords.
Let me walk you through exactly how an attack works. This is a real attack pattern. It's called a man-in-the-middle attack via router compromise, and it's been used in documented cases against small businesses. Step 1. The attacker scans the internet looking for routers with known vulnerabilities. There are automated tools that do this continuously. They're looking for your router's admin panel, a login page that, on many consumer routers, is accessible from the internet by default. Step 2. They log in using default credentials or exploit a known firmware vulnerability. This takes minutes. Step 3. They change the router's DNS settings. DNS is the system that translates website names into addresses. Your router handles this for every device in your office. By changing the DNS, the attacker can redirect your traffic silently. When your employee types in your bank's web address, they might end up at a perfect-looking fake page instead. They log in. The attacker captures the credentials. Step 4. The attacker covers their tracks and waits. They might sit on your network for weeks or months, collecting emails, credentials, and financial data before you ever notice anything wrong. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center received over 21,000 business email compromise reports in a single year, with losses exceeding $2.7 billion. Stay with me, because I'm about to give you the specific steps to check your router right now. Here's your action plan. Start with the free steps. Free fix number 1, change your router's admin password. Open a browser on any device connected to your network. Type in 192.168.1.1, that's the default admin page for most routers. If that doesn't work, Try 192.168.0.1. Log in. If the default credentials still work, usually something like admin/admin or admin/password, change them immediately. Make it long, make it random, and write it down somewhere physical in your office. Free fix number 2, disable remote management. Somewhere in your router's admin settings, there will be an option for remote management or remote administration. Turn it off. This closes the door that attackers use to access your router from outside your office. Free fix number 3, update your firmware. In the router's admin panel, look for a section called Firmware Update or Software Update. Run it. If your router says it's up to date but the current version is from 2021 or earlier, that's a red flag. Free fix number 4, check your DNS settings. In the admin panel, look for DNS or WAN settings. Your DNS addresses should match what your ISP provided, or well-known public DNS servers like 8.8.8.8 from Google or 1.1.1.1 from Cloudflare. If you see something unfamiliar there, your router may already be compromised. Call your ISP immediately. Now, the paid upgrade. If your router is more than 3 years old, or if it's a sub-$100 consumer model being used for a real business, it's time to invest in business-grade hardware. You're looking at routers from companies like Ubiquiti, Cisco, or Netgear's Pro line. Budget around $200 to $400 for a quality unit. The difference, business routers receive regular security updates, often for 5 to 7 years. They have more granular control over who can access what. And critically, their admin panels are not exposed to the internet by default. For most small businesses with under 20 employees, a 250 Ubiquiti UniFi router combined with a managed switch is more than sufficient. That's a one-time investment that could prevent a breach costing you tens of thousands. Let me give you the 30-second version of everything you just learned. Your router is the front door to your entire digital business. Consumer-grade routers stop receiving security updates. Attackers scan for them constantly and can intercept everything: emails, passwords, banking sessions, everything. The free fixes take under 30 minutes and close the most obvious doors. Do them today. If your router is old or consumer grade, a $200 to $400 business router is one of the best security investments you can make. It's cheaper than 1 hour of incident response after a breach. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be harder to attack than the next business on the street. If this was useful, subscribe. Every week I publish practical cybersecurity for business owners, no IT degree required. I'm signing off. Go check your router.